or Worse, I'm here. I have no power as of 25 minutes ago, of course. Just ruined my night, ruined the podcast. Nonetheless, I'm going to power through, give you a little information, and then Matt's going to take it over. So after 5 minutes, that's all the information you'll probably need, and you can just turn off the rest of the episode. Starting Thursday Night Football. That's why we're here. Matt, Thursday Night Football. You excited?
I'm pumped.
Dude.
I'm excited. The power's on over here, and I'm excited.
Cool flex. All right. Let's
Never
get right
thought I
into
would
it.
flex like that, but
We got DFS contest that you'll go over later. That's already filled up. That's pretty exciting. I like that. We're gonna have a squad ride every week. Obviously, we're gonna do it on the first game of the season. It's gonna be some long shots for these majority of the time, but every week we will have a squad ride for the NFL slate. And then I'll give a play. It's a little biased, but we'll get right into that right now. My play for today is Bills -2.5. I'm just a big Josh Allen fan. I'm the Bills as a whole, huge fan. I love their defense. I love their offense. I love Josh Allen. I love everything about them. They're just a hard-nosed, good defense, great quarterback. I mean, they got a complete team right now, I think, as well. Obviously, the Rams are coming off a beautiful Super Bowl, and congratulations to them. But a little bit of a hangover there. -2.5. I think the Bills are going to have something to prove. I am extremely biased when it comes to this because, it's something I recognize, at least at this point, as a bettor, that it's more of maybe it's not all about the numbers, but, the numbers might back it up. But I'd rather just, enjoy watching the game as well. That being said, Matt, why don't you walk us through the squad ride that we picked out together, and I'll let you take over the rest of the time.
that's a valid point. Our squad ride is we wanted to do something fun with you guys, not just particularly one play, as we may have different sides, or we wanted to make it worthwhile. So sometimes it'll be a same game parlay. Sometimes it'll be first to score. Sometimes it'll be something just completely random that's great odds that we can, squad ride, sweat it out, and, hopefully make a lot of money. For the first game of the season, we decided to do a first touchdown scorer to sweat it out. These odds are plus 1,300 on FanDuel, and it is Mr. Josh Allen to score rushing touchdown, first touchdown of the game, plus 1,300 on DraftKings. I think it'd be awesome to sweat out a first touchdown score with you guys. We think, the Rams D-line can get to him a little bit, squeeze out of the pocket, decides to run it in himself with his freakishly large and athletic body. That is our play.
It was between him and Devin Singletary. But I love Josh Allen. It's obviously a huge long shot. The likelihood of hitting slim, but I'm fine with slim. Let's take slim. Nothing wrong with being slim.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Matt, you enjoy the episode. Thank you for having me on. Guys, I'll be back. Hopefully I'll have power soon. I'll be back on Saturday morning with college football plays. I will also have a couple articles coming out in the meantime. But enjoy the game. Bet responsibly. Matt, good luck with everything. Take it over.
Peace out, brother. There he is. Let me rearrange myself. All right, guys. The party has officially started. Let's be honest. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Come on. All right. All right. Our producer's doing the same thing in the back. The party's just begun. I mean, unreal timing. I don't know if Nick is going to pop out in my hallway where the light is off. He could be also in the bottom of a sewer. I have no idea where he is, but the power is on here. And we're ready to rock. I think he got a little mad at me with the power flex, but he said all the power to something. And I just really wanted to make a no power pun, but I held it in for the sake of his dignity. Hopefully he gets power for the start of football season. But without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to run through my favorite NFL futures with you guys, as to pair along with my Super Bowl prediction, who I think has the best value to win the Super Bowl. And then also my Thursday Night Football article play, which is already up. Just want to run through that a little bit. You guys should definitely check that out. And I'm definitely cooking up an SGP with McBets and Capper Penguin that will be out later in the day tomorrow, probably in article form. So stay tuned for that. We're going to run through this. First off, let's do the NFL futures, are kind of my favorite. I wrote some articles on this already. I love the Vikings to win the NFC North at plus 250 on DraftKings. People could be nervous with the first-time coach, or new head coach, first year with the squad, and things like that. But the Vikings have a lot of weapons. The Packers have a good defense, but that's basically it. And Aaron Rodgers, the good running backs with Dillon and Jones, nice little tandem there. But they really don't have a lot of weapons. And this Vikings team is going to be a lot more offensive minded. Their offensive schemes with their new coaching and GM should, help Kirk Cousins put up some more numbers. We're not asking Kirk Cousins to win a Super Bowl in prime time. We're asking him to just win the division. And with the Bears and Lions looking like no-shows, I know there's a lot of public love for the Lions, but I just don't see it. That's just a product of hard knocks, and people just want to root for the underdogs. But I don't see it. I like the Vikings at this value. I think it's the Packers versus the Vikings all season long. The Vikings host the Packers in week 1. Vikings are home. Lazard also may be a game time decision. So if he's out and the Vikings steal game 1, I mean, the division's in their hands, already beating the Packers, and it's kind of their division to lose. So not saying after week 1 the division race is over, but plus 250 with a great squad in kind of a weak division. I'll take my chances there, plus 250 on DraftKings for the Vikings to win the NFC North. My second favorite, normally I have chances to take sips while Nick talks. So we're going to have to pause a little more. But the Eagles to win the NFC East, producer Flash down there is kind of a Dolphins-Eagles hybrid fan. He's going to be happy I chose the Eagles to win the NFC East. I think the Cowboys got worse, and they have a harder schedule this year, while the Eagles got better. And if Jalen Hurts is somewhat of an above-average quarterback, they should win the division, no problem. The question mark is whether or not Jalen Hurts can win them games. So they probably have the best roster in the division. They easily have the best roster in the division in regards to offense and defense. So if they can play decently well and win this horrible NFC least as it has been over the years, I really like plus 140. I don't know what else to say. So Vikings to win the NFC North, Eagles to win the NFC East, and I have one more. It's the Ravens to win the AFC North, because let's be real, if Lamar Jackson doesn't get hurt for the last 6 games of the season, they win that. The Bengals probably don't even make the playoffs, and this whole Joe Burrow story probably doesn't even happen. So I'm not saying Joe Burrow is bad or the Bengals didn't deserve to be there, but this was the Ravens' division to lose. They lost Hollywood Brown, lost a couple pieces, but they still have the best quarterback in the division. Yes, I'm sorry. I think Lamar Jackson's the best quarterback in the division. I think it's a 2-team division with the Bengals and the Ravens. I just trust the Ravens a little more. If you think Lamar Jackson has injury issues, so does Joe Burrow. I think plus money on the favorite there in the Ravens at plus 145 is a steal. I think they have a decent schedule to go with as well. So Ravens to win the AFC North at plus 145. And that also is pairing with my article or video that I posted before with Lamar Jackson to win the MVP at plus 2,000, because I think they go hand in hand. The Ravens don't win the division if Lamar Jackson doesn't play at an MVP level, and Lamar Jackson doesn't win MVP if they don't win the division. So I like both. Obviously, Lamar Jackson MVP has more value, but that's the way I see this going. So those are my 3 favorite futures bets in regards to division winners. Now let's get into my Super Bowl prediction. I'm going to set this up in a different way. On my outline, I just have the answer here, but I'm going to go with, the NFC East. I always said the Eagles are going to win. I think the Packers and Vikings will both make the playoffs. The Cowboys may sneak in the playoffs as well. The NFC West is really tough with the Rams, Cardinals, and 49ers. I think all 3 teams can make the playoffs. But more importantly, I think the Bucs are the only team probably to make it in their division as well. So I think we're going to see a surprising team come out of the NFC. And one thing about the NFC is that they're a lot weaker than the AFC. So the AFC has teams like the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens, all these big teams in the AFC West, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos, all these tough outs. The Dolphins are a sneaky, probably playoff team. They have a lot more, quantity of good teams over in the AFC. The NFC is a little weak. I think if the Packers and the Bucks aren't as good as they're supposed to be, it's kind of up to the Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, and maybe like the Eagles or Vikings. So obviously those teams that I named on the NFC are a lot, statistically probably going to be worse than those in the AFC. My NFC pick is going to be the 49ers, and that is because I think they're onto something. I mean, you don't really move on from Jimmy G to Trey Lance unless you truly believe he's going to be that much better and give you more flexibility. Jimmy G is also still there. If he gets hurt or if stuff doesn't go as planned, they can go with Jimmy G, and they've been to the NFC Championship games, plenty of times in the last couple of years. They have a great roster, good coach, good GM. They're rock solid. So I think stability-wise, if Lance plays a little bit better than Jimmy G, there's no reason why they don't win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl. Now, going to the AFC, as I said, I think the Ravens make it. I think the Bills obviously make the playoffs. I think a lot of teams in the Chiefs division with the Chargers, Broncos, possibly the Raiders, all trying to squeeze their way in. I do think, however, that the Bills odds are just way too juiced. It's tough to win a football game in the NFL, and at plus like 350 or 400, whatever it is now, you can't bet the Bills. At the end of the day, you can do one thing wrong in a playoff game and you can lose it. So as much as I think the Bills will get there, the odds are not worth it, and they can easily get bounced in the playoffs yet again. So I'm going to go with some value. I think the Chiefs making it to the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes. Again, this is a quarterback league. I think he's still the best quarterback in the league. He kind of had like a second half. I don't even know what to say. He just froze that second half against the Bengals. They were up like 21, I believe it was, or something like that. Just choked versus the Bengals, or else he would have been in the Super Bowl again. And who knows, they probably would have won that Super Bowl. He's been there plenty of times. Yes, they did lose Tyreek Hill, but they got Juju, got some speed at wide receiver. Their only question really is their defense, but Patrick Mahomes can keep them in any game that they want. I like the value there, and I do like the Chiefs to beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. I like the Chiefs to win at plus 1,000. I think you're just getting great odds, 10-1 for a team that's really been there. Andy Reid's a great coach. He's got a lot of good stuff going on there, and 10-1 is a lot of good value. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs over the Niners. Feel free to roast me. Feel free to be really public and go with the Bills. That's not going to be my style. And that is my futures and Super Bowl prediction. And we'll get into the Thursday night stuff going forward. Please check out my article, my Thursday night football play. I already posted it. I guess I'll talk a little bit about it. It is a kicker prop. Kickers are people too. And I just want to shed light on that. They're going to make us a lot of money this year. So go check out that kicker prop. You can't do it on FanDuel, but you can do it on MGM and DraftKings. So again, if the only book you have is FanDuel, please get MGM or DraftKings. MGM has insane new user promos. They're going big for the start of 2022 football season. They have two huge offers. If you're a new customer in the state of Illinois, Kansas, or Louisiana, you can bet $10 on any NFL game. And if either team scores a touchdown in that game, you get $200 in free bets. I used this in years past. It is unbelievable. It gives you a lot of free bets to build some bankroll for the beginning of the season. A team's going to score a touchdown. That's usually like minus 2,000 or more, an absolute no-brainer of a play. Sign up using this link right here, flashpicks.bet/200pod. Again, that's flashpicks.bet/200pod, and take advantage of BetMGM's terrific opening promo. And if you don't live in those three states that I said, if you're in any state, that is legal and the MGM is live. They're giving a massive $1,000 risk-free bet on any NFL bet. Simply bet anywhere between $10 and $1,000 on your chosen market or game, and if the bet wins, you're going to get paid out in cold hard cash. That's it. No sweat. But if you lose, and normally you'd lose all your money, they'll refund your wager as a free bet. So a second chance to earn some money. Again, join. If you're not in those states, join today using flashpicks.bet/1000pod. Again, flashpicks.bet/1000pod to sign up and take advantage of this risk-free offer. The best thing about these offers is that there's no rollover requirements. Just use them. Once you use them, you could withdraw all of them or keep betting, do whatever you want to do. As always, make sure you're 21 plus. Please gamble responsibly. Only available when physically present in a state where MGM is live. Please diversify your betting portfolio and take advantage of BetMGM's terrific offers. That being said, my article play, of course, is on DraftKings and MGM. So if you could use that risk-free offer on my article play on MGM, feel free to do so. You won't need that risk-free because it's 1,000% smacking, hopefully. I think I could say that. I wanted to. We're going to find out at the game when it happens. But Thursday Night Football, you want to be there. You want to be able to bet. The best way to build your bankroll is with the free bets and the generosity of sportsbooks. So join me. Now let's dive in a little bit more into what we want to do. Okay, I kind of like this whole Nick not being here thing, so we're just going to drag this out. My producer is shaking his head. He's ready for bed. But it is what it is. We're going to go through. A lot of people are on Dawson Knox. I do like Dawson Knox. Fun fact, my neighbor, and he's in my fantasy football league, he just moved to Buffalo this year. He went to school out there. He moved back out there. Moved into an apartment complex where O.J. Howard was actually his neighbor. Met O.J. Howard's parents. Did the whole shebang. O.J. Howard gets released, a week later, I think. But that ties into this bet because Dawson Knox is now really the only tight end on that roster that has experience. First game against the Rams, they're going to want to win this game. I don't think they're going to use those backups yet. Dawson Knox receiving yards over 37.5 is very solid. And I also think from a touchdown perspective, he had 9 touchdowns last year, which was 1 less than Stephon Diggs, who's widely known as his favorite target. Dawson Knox really does sneak in there and scores a lot of touchdowns. So I'm going to bet Dawson Knox myself, not really as an official play, but plus 170 to score a touchdown is really good value. In a game that's, 52 points, 51.5, there should be some scoring. I like anything Dawson Knox. I also like, obviously, the kicker prop that I have. I guess I could say it now. The kicker for the Rams, Matt Gay, over 1.5 field goals. My reasoning is in the article, though, so feel free to give it a listen. And I always appreciate you guys viewing my articles and reading because I do put a lot of time into those and trying to make it the best read possible for you guys. DraftKings does have I can read it for you right here, a great promo. If you don't have DraftKings, it's an early payout option. It's basically if you bet your bet after opting in, make sure you opt in and you bet any money line, either the Bills or the Rams. If your team goes up 7 points, you get paid out instantly. If they don't go up 7 points and they still win the game, you still get paid out. The only way you lose is if they basically trail from the start. But you get, there's no bad beats. Your team scores first, goes up 7-0. Turn it off if you want, even though I know you won't, and you'll win your money. So great deal. Everyone's max bet is different. So I think some people's are 500, some are 250, some are 100. So find out what yours is. But I will I'll tweet this out probably on the podcast account and my personal account. You get 1 qualifying bet per user per game. And this is only on the Thursday Night Football game. So they may do it more. Who knows? But, take advantage of these offers when they come. And that is, again, only on DraftKings. I was hoping to talk with Nick about cooking up a same-game parlay, but it's going to have to wait. I think that's all we had on the schedule. I do have some great news. I'll post my MLB units. We are on a great run. got punched in the mouth a little bit today. Nothing crazy. Lost 2 units. One was, I don't even want to talk about it. Just terrible beat. Pulled the pitcher off 39 pitches for no reason. But either way, we move forward. I'll post my units out. I am, however, getting a brand new desk for the shows. I want to, invest in making these shows the best shows for you guys, the Daily Grind and For Better or Worse. Getting a brand new desk to be L shape. Getting a brand new monitor, so I'll have 2 monitors to talk more and be more in depth with you guys, and hopefully getting a new camera as well. So stay tuned for that. And that's basically it. I may go live tomorrow during or before the game, but please check out my next articles coming up this week. I'm going to have my dog of the week, where I pick my underdog of each NFL week, and I pick whichever one I think has the best chance of winning. They may not always be official plays, but hopefully it helps you at least not pick a trap favorite. Some may be official, but stay tuned for that and more as well. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of For Better or Worse. Nick sadly couldn't be here for better or worse, however you want to take that. Hopefully his power gets on. Let's have a fantastic start to the NFL season, and I hope to cash tons of bets with you guys. As always, I am your new host of For Better or Worse, Matty Chucks. Thank you to our producer, Flash, in the background, making sure it runs smoothly. Hopefully Nick somehow gets power or doesn't scare me in my hallway or wherever he is. Who knows? See you guys next time. Peace.